subscribe if you haven't. See you. Alright, so you guys welcome back. I feel like I'm starting to sound like a TV presenter, right? I say you guys welcome back to your telly. So the Tinder Swindler is a documentary, about three ladies that put their heart on the line for a particular guy, Simon Leviev, who turned out to be a fraudster somewhere. So first of all, I said it is a documentary, and I think the people that made this documentary, they did such a perfect job. Perfect job at storytelling, perfect job at carrying you along, making you interested, and telling the story as though it was just happening. Do you get? And one other thing that struck me so much was, the way these ladies, the way, especially Cecile, right? The way she was able to tell the story from the beginning afresh. I mean, for someone like me, if you had taught me that hard, I don't think I would talk about you and smile and worry. Cecile, there is Pernilla, and then there's Aileen Charlotte. So let's start with this. So first things first, alright? I feel like Cecile she was too love obsessed, if there's anything like that. But she was too love obsessed, and this is the problem. Love is beautiful. Everybody wants to be loved. You get? Everybody wants to be loved and be loved. But it gets to the point that when you are very obsessed with love, you would go to almost any length. It felt as though she wasn't self-sufficient. I don't know if that's right, but that's how I absolutely felt about Cecile. She wasn't self-sufficient. She needed, people that always need love to give them validation. Because there was something that she said. She was like, whenever she was in a relationship or whenever she was, in love, was when she was the happiest. Yes, people are happy when they're in love, but at the same time, you need to be happy first. You need to be whole by yourself before you're in a relationship. One of the things that Pastor Ladu mentioned in a book is that, when two people come together in a relationship, it shouldn't be half people coming together trying to seek validity from each other. You people get, like, it should be a whole person, another whole person, then they become one. Do you get? And I do have love was from Disney movies. Was always waiting for Prince Charming to come in, swoop in, be the savior of the day and save her. Always waiting for a man to come and save her. And like, you already have that. A man already died for you. All they just accepted that the man already died. She just kept doing all of those things that she was doing because, to be sincere, when I first watched the movie, she annoyed me the most. Because I'm like, fam, use your brain. Like, she used her brain the least, the most. But I'm cutting her some braces. People do a lot of crazy things for that. So let's talk about Simon Leviev, right? So Simon Leviev, like, I think his target audience were mostly women, and like from this particular documentary, so the people that he was targeting, they were from Tinder, right? So that's why the title of the movie is the Tinder Swindler. So yes, I think this guy, he must have studied women so much. He must have done a survey. I don't know how he did it because he was so thorough. That's the perfect word. Because at some point, at first, because that's why I said, when I first watched the movie, I was like, it can happen to a Nigerian lady. But I don't want to think that a Nigerian lady is immune to this kind of charms. Like, and let me start by saying, like, some of the things why I said Simon Levy is very tough. So the first thing is, there's this thing that he does that when he first meets them, there's a way that he tells them, it's a way that he makes them realize, oh, he puts it in their head that, oh, this guy is a very busy person, and the fact that he's making time for me, I count myself lucky and all of that. Because the first thing that he says all the time is, hey, I'm going to London tomorrow. Do you want to quickly? Do you get? Or I'm going to Amsterdam tomorrow. You want to quickly? And another thing that he does is immediately it makes you also secure that, okay, you can trust in this guy's money. Do you get? Like, oh, this guy will get me, will have me covered if I be with him, or this guy will have me covered in the long run. Because after telling them that, oh, I'll be in Amsterdam tomorrow, I'll be in London tomorrow, do you want to meet up? He immediately books hotel for them, and then he sends them blah blah blah, and then they come. And another thing, he's very easy to talk to. Who doesn't like somebody that listens to them? Very easy to talk to, but very smooth with his conversations. Very, you get? Because this is one thing that the women kept saying over and over again. Like, it makes you feel like he's listening to you. And another thing is, he was so great at communication, right? And that's like something that a whole lot of men can do better at. So if you're a man and you're watching this video, my man is great at communication. But if you're a man and you're watching this video, terrible at communicating. Please learn from Simon Levy. Because in my head, I was like, no, there's almost no way that these ladies will not fall in love with you. Because of course you already have money. That's like very easy to fall in love with you. And then he tells them that, oh, he is the son of a diamond lord, right? That's the Levy. And that, wait, let's hold that part a little bit. So let me talk about like the communication part. I feel like I didn't really talk about that. Like it was always, you see what I'm holding man because I forget things easily. It was always telling them where he was, snapping, sending pictures when he goes anywhere, everything, he was always sending it to them. But at the end of the day, we find out that, oh, I don't think those things were actually legit. It was just something that he did to, I think he kept sending it to all of them because we saw that, oh, he sent the same videos. That guy is so smart because he sent the same videos, sent the same everything to them. But at least he was always sharing his location, all of that. So now let's go back to talking about Simon saying that he is the son of the owner of the Leviev company. And I'm like, fam, this picture is obviously photoshopped. Do you get it? Why won't you know? Maybe because these guys they are quite trusting. Do you get? But you know, for us in Africa here, I feel like we've seen too much to easily trust people, right? We've seen too much to easily just say, oh, this person. We've had a, in a way, quote and unquote, we've had a difficult, but we've seen history of women not being treated right by men. So I think it's just so easy that we are very untrusting or distrusting in this side of the world. But I absolutely still think that Simon Leviev's charm is going to work on some people. It might not work in a lot of people. It can work on me. So I just feel like it made them so secure. Like it made them really, really secure. And it was also so easy to trust him. And you know, there was one other thing that he did that was so remarkable because he would have gotten you to trust him for a little while. Do you get before he now begins to make you think he's a danger?
He said
And
there was
there's no
something that he
how
wants to tell
when
me.
you care about someone and they're
He
in
said he has
danger,
threats
there's
against him.
almost nothing you will not do to
He
support the
needs
person
for cash.
Do you get? And it was just so many things that he did combined to one because I felt like he studied it. He studied just human psychology in general. There's nobody that wouldn't feel that way, you know, when you already feel very secure in this person already shared a part of you with them. And my time has gone, you guys have started sweating a lot again. And then all of that, do you get? So that I don't let me now talk about something else, right? That I think is like the major highlight of this movie. So two things. It's about, you know, Americans are quick to love and there's also the part of patience, like learning about who you are with, like truly learning about the person before you are with the person. So the first thing is Americans are too quick to love. You get, and I feel like that's something that we are beginning to adopt in this nation, right? While you know you might not be as gullible as you know, not just Americans. Those guys, I don't think they're Americans. Like just not as gullible as white people in general, but it's something that we're beginning to do. Because for me, right, I feel like before you make a commitment to loving somebody for the rest of your life, it's like a big deal. I'm not saying take donkey years, take 100 years before you be with a person. I'm not saying that. But if you, because when you are committing to love a person, you are entrusting your heart, you're entrusting you're entrusting your heart to them. You're entrusting your person in a way, even though you get your person's already entrusted to God. But it's like you're telling God, oh God, I mean, do you understand? So I feel like it's a lot. So I mean, how do you meet somebody from the first day and you already think that you're smitten by the person? And that's how these guys they meet psychos, they meet people that just turn out crazy. Do you get? Because they don't take their time to study patterns. And I'm sure if they are taking their time because of who Simon was, he probably would still have been would have still been Simon. But I feel that like you take your time and don't make a permanent decision on so many temporal things. Don't make a permanent decision on so many temporal things. And that's how you know butterflies are not like the major things that you see when you want to be in love with somebody. When you want to decide that okay, I'm choosing to love this person. Because when you immediately meet someone and you're already infatuated with them, it might not last. Infatuation is that thing that, you know, kind of makes it worse is the moment you're infatuated with somebody, right? And then you people go on to have sex. It's so hard to begin to draw the line and tell yourself that oh, these are some of the things that you still draw some boundaries. So yes, I think I've spoken about that. Talk about Peniel. Peniel is I quite liked Peniel because I felt like she was very self-independent. She was very self-assured. And that's one thing that she said that she had been taking care of herself since she was 18. And I liked that she didn't even date this guy. And because at first, I just felt like he was using Cecile's money to spend on Premier. But obviously, I think that's what the guy does. He takes from this person, invests it into this person till he gets this person to trust him. And I just like this guy is so crazy. But when he was spending on Penny, it felt like he spent more on like he took her out, they created like a bond, like we're just friends, let's go out, I introduce you to my girlfriend, I tell you so many things about me, I make you feel secure, you can talk to me about your bad days. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy. And so I was like, he's literally a living, like walking, breathing Prince Charming. That so many girls. Cecile was a little bit more gullible, right? Yes, she was more gullible, but I think for Penny still asked some questions. She asked some questions. Like when she borrowed him money, he didn't pay. She was at least still talking about it. But for Cecile, I think that's another thing because she wanted to get to love her. And for every of the time that she even had doubts, it was always assuring her, like all over again. So she just kept collecting the loans. I was not even against it. Do you get? I'm not even against, when you're in love with somebody and they're in danger, you collect some form of, you get to give them money, you collect loan for them. I feel like many people do it. You can't be in a relationship with somebody and not still be able to at least give them some of your money or come through for them. I'm not saying give them your money, but come through for them because it's not only the guy that God said, come to the world and spend your money, right? So I understand that part. But the point that it started to get annoying for me, I'm like, fam, this guy keeps collecting your money, he keeps borrowing it. He says, he has sent it back and you have not seen it. You are not doing anything and you keep collecting huge sum of money for him. First, this guy is not giving you ring. First, there's no assurance that you people will marry each other. So what are you going on about? Because he was telling you will be the father to you, will be the mother to your kids. So if you're watching this, if anybody is book when you say you will be the mother to your, you will be the mother to my kids, yes, I believe you. But at the same time, date with your head. Do you get? Date with your head. So people said it like, I said it that I'm going to also do a reaction to Pastor Lajo's book. Like all these things, Pastor Lajo said it in a book. So if you're out there, right, and you are thinking of dating or you're already dating, I feel like Pastor Lajo's book is a must for you. Dating intelligently. So you definitely need to read that book. And because Pastor Lajo also said it, she said, when you are dating, that's the only time to date intelligently. Because when you marry the person, you cannot start thinking of all the things that you could have thought about when you were dating. Especially because, as a Christian, it is not in God's plan for Christians to divorce each other. So while you are dating, that is the time to make all the decisions that you can make. So dating to help somebody. But when you begin to do it without thinking, without stopping to ask questions, right, it becomes a problem. And that was what she did. That absolutely off to me. I'm like, fam, just think. Take your time, think for a little while. But I like how she bounced back. I like how she did not allow him to just cheat her like that. I like that. So yes, let's talk about, I think I've spoken about Penny enough. Like yes, and Penny was very smart. But she knew how to like walk up to like talk, speak up for herself, which was something that was really beautiful that I liked about her. And she was friends with him for a little while. Started to ask her for money. She gave him her house money. She gave him, but I think the major thing is this guy just felt like, okay, this guy is quite wealthy and is quite secure. And one thing that he also did, the receipts that he gave them, the fake receipts that he gave them, right? I think most times he always used the fake receipt to like make them feel very comfortable, like, okay, I'm going to give you your money back. But at the same time, receipt, see your money, and that's what Penny did that I really liked because the moment she didn't get her money in 2 days, she was beginning to worry, right? And then she still kept paying for his flight money. All these guys, I don't have so much to talk about it then because I was like, you guys, this guy, Simon was so terrible. And then you go and tell them Peter Ott. I'm like, Because how do you get to that point where you cheat people like that? And that's the same thing with Yahoo people. But I think that's not it. You are able to think as an human being or as a human being. I feel like it's so easy. You wouldn't necessarily do so many bad things. Because while I know that that enough is not enough to make you good, right? It's only the Holy Spirit that a man has in him that makes you truly good. It's only God that you have on your inside that truly makes you good. Because even as Paul said, there's so many things that I want to do, you get, and I find myself doing otherwise. I understand that part. But when you are a human being and you can think, I think you should try at least about other people when they do things, and that's how Simon was. He was just wicked, brutal, terrible. Was such a manipulative guy. Yes, and then there's, and please, if you guys are enjoying this reaction, just tell me all your thoughts. I just really, I just want us to gist about it in the comment section. It was definitely the smartest. I'm like, yes, queen, go down. So he dated Eileen for 14 months. Imagine how heartbroken she must have been when she found out while she was on in the airport on her way to a particular trip, blah blah blah. But I like what she did. She collected her money. She swindled this swindler. But I think the worst part of this movie, right, is the fact that this guy got away with it. Is the fact that he's still moving, he's still living as a free man. Maybe because yes, some of these evidences are not, they're not necessarily what the court would trust. In a way, it feels like this is concrete enough. It's concrete enough, and the fact that so many people have come forward with details of being defrauded by him, and it's just really annoying that he's walking free. It's just really annoying, and it's also annoying that somebody is still dating him. I'm like, fam, are you blind? Are you blind? And some people are still following him. First of all, I have a problem with people that just jump around on Instagram following everybody. But there will also be the people that they want to learn from him. They like the fake luxurious life that he lives. I think I've done justice to this reaction movie, to this documentary. Yes, so just tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you really think. Simon is wicked. That's all I know. And I just kept saying, more. Simon is very wicked. So you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. See you in my next video. But before that, please like this video. Please do like this video. Give it a thumbs up just down there below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Please also drop